The AI agent economy is going to be bigger than anything we have ever seen. They operate 24/7, 365, and they can open a crypto wallet and start sending transactions without any human being involved. In this video, I'm going to break down what the agent economy actually is and why AI agents need crypto to function, and how this could actually directly affect XRP's price. So what is the agentic economy? Well, we have to define AI agents. An AI agent is an autonomous software that executes tasks without humans' involvement. It's not just a chatbot that answers questions, it takes actions. You tell it what you want done and it figures out how to do it. It can browse the internet, send emails, make purchases, and even send crypto transactions. This is why this is different. Regular AI just gives you suggestions. These LLMs, large language models, you ask it a question, it responds with something, but you still have to do the work. An agent does the work for you. Think about the difference between Google Maps telling you the directions versus a self-driving car that actually takes you to where you want to go. This is the difference between LLMs and AI agents. So what does this look like at scale? Well, these agents operate 24/7, 365. They don't take breaks. They don't sleep. They don't call in sick. The daily activity for on-chain AI agents crossed 250,000 in early 2026. That's over 400% growth compared to 2025. Gartner Research now estimates that AI machine customers could influence or control up to $30 trillion in annual purchases by 2030. More than 68% of new DeFi protocols launched in 2026 include at least one autonomous agent for trading or liquidity management. Up until this point, humans were the ones that were providing all of this value, but we're capped by human capital, the number of people on the planet. And there's only so many hours in the day. And we all have to sleep and we get sick and have families and all the other stuff that we need to do. AI agents completely remove that cap. They work around the clock without breaks. No sick days, no sleep, infinite capacity. So why is it so important that we blend crypto with AI? There's a banking problem. AI agents are software. They can't satisfy the ID requirements for a bank account that would be imposed on traditional holders or beneficiaries of those accounts. They can't open a bank account. They can't get a credit card. And traditional finance infrastructure, well, that was built for people. It's not built for autonomous agents or software. This is what Brian Armstrong has said. He stated that autonomous agents could drive the next wave of crypto payments because AI agents cannot meet know your customer requirements or KYC, and therefore they cannot use traditional banking infrastructure. Coinbase launched their agentic wallets in February of 2026 on their own X204 protocol as an infrastructure for agent native payments. CZ said AI agents will dominate crypto payments. AI agents are software. They can't satisfy the traditional verification requirements that banks impose. Crypto wallets require only a private key to open and operate. An agent that holds a crypto wallet can send and receive value without any human interaction or attachment. So what do these agents actually need to be able to do this? Well, they need programmable money. They need smart contracts that execute automatically when conditions are met. They need to be able to send microtransactions. Agents need to pay fractions of a cent for services. Traditional payment rails charge 30 cents minimum per transaction. So they don't work in this environment to be able to pay for API calls and all these other things that are required in order to operate at scale for AI agents in an agentic economy. And they also don't operate 24/7, 365. Banks are closed, markets are closed. Crypto runs 24/7, 365, never down. And there's also instant settlement. Agents can't wait 3 days for an ACH payment to clear. They need to be able to execute as fast as possible in order to be able to achieve their objectives. So what does this actually look like as far as the numbers go? Well, stablecoin transaction volume reached $46 trillion annually, up 106% over just last year here in 2026. Crypto settlements happen in under 500 milliseconds, and they cost less than 1,000th of a penny on some chains. Traditional payment rails make selling access to data or compute for less than 30 cents uneconomical because there's fixed fees, and those can range from 5 cents to 15 cents per transaction. Blockchains throughput increases 100 times in the past 5 years, from 25 transactions per second all the way up to 3,400 TPS. And that trend's not slowing down. I think that we're going to continue to see transactions per second expand rapidly here in 2026. Stripe's founders warned that AI agents could require up to 1 billion transactions per second. That's just not feasible with traditional financial infrastructure. Banks can't handle it. And this is why XRP is positioned for the agentic economy: speed and cost. The XRP ledger settles transactions in 3 to 5 seconds with fees under a penny to send $1 million. T54, the AI company Ripple just invested in, specifically said the XRPL offers fast, finality, low fees, and native support for both XRP and ROUSD, which is ideal infrastructure for high-frequency agent transactions. This is real utility flowing through the ledger. I think Ripple gets it, and that's why they've added it to their ecosystem. Ripple has deployed $550 million into the XRPL ecosystem, and their investment in T54 is just part of their larger strategy. In February of 2026, T54 launched the X402 facilitator on the XRPL. This is a payments relay that allows AI agents to pay for API calls and digital services using XRP and/or ROUSD. The X402 protocol turns pay per request into a native part of the web stack. No accounts, no API keys, settlement that happens right there on chain. The facilitator processes X402 payments on the XRPL using payer-signed, pre-signed payment transactions. It supports XRP plus IOU tokens, including ROUSD and USDC. So how does it actually work though? When the agents are making these payments, well, they're going to have to request a resource. The server replies with the payment requirements, the agent signs the transaction, and the facilitator submits and settles it on the network. Jobs get escrowed. Evaluators verify them. Settlement runs programmatically. So who's using this though? Like, that sounds cool, but who's actually using it? Well, Blockrun AI, a payment layer for AI agents, uses X402 to provide AI agents with access to over 30 models, including ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok. That payment volume is now settling on the XRPL. Virtual protocols, which run over 16,000 agents on Base and Solana, deployed its commerce infrastructure on the XRPL in March of 2026. T54 announced a collaboration with Evernorth, which is Ripple's XRP-backed digital asset treasury company that's targeting $1 billion in institutional XRP holdings. All of this together shows that there's huge demand to be able to settle in XRP by AI agents, and this agentic economy is going to cause ripples, for lack of a better term, across this infrastructure and globally when we see the adoption at scale. Well, what does this look like on the regulatory front though? Are the regulators even going to let this happen? Well, Ripple has over 75 regulatory licenses across global markets and has processed over $95 billion in cumulative transaction volume over the network. The infrastructure has been battle tested for over 13 years with no major security breaches. It's only been paused a couple times, never gone down like Solana. The convergence of AI and crypto is moving very quickly, a lot faster than most people realize. And if you're not keeping up with the technology and continue to learn, you're going to be left behind. If you want to learn more about this stuff, you can always join the Beyond Broke community, where we track these developments daily and break them down for what they actually mean to you and your portfolio. The link to the website, beyondbroke.com, and the code to join for $2 this month is in the comments below. So when Ripple made the investment in T54, why was this so strategic? Well, it's part of their $5 million seed round, and they also invested alongside Franklin Templeton. So T54 is building the trust layer for the agentic economy: identity verification, real-time assessment, and credit lines for AI agents. Ripple's president, Monica Long, said that she was excited to see T54 building the trust layer for the agentic economy. She noted that the autonomous agents being managed and transacting with real capital in a trusted infrastructure becomes a foundational piece of what's to come for this equation. She also predicted that in 2026, we would see institutional DeFi adoption at scale on the XRPL. So super bullish on both AI and the XRPL. Franklin Templeton also made an investment into T54. Tony Precor, who's the Senior Vice President and Director of Digital Asset Management at Franklin Templeton, said that as institutions embrace tokenization and autonomous systems, the infrastructure layer must evolve to match it. He added that T54 is building the trust and verification framework that institutional finance will require as AI agents begin to participate in financial markets. That's a big deal. You also had Circle weigh in, and their CEO, Jeremy Allaire, stated that we're entering a new era where AI, internet native currencies, and programmable infrastructure coexist, and the largest economic shift in activity in human history is about to begin. So what is T54? It's basically know your agent verification. Just like humans need KYC, agents need credentials to transact with business and institutions. A16Z crypto predicts that emergence of KYA standards for cryptographic identification is on the horizon. These are real-time risk systems that flag suspicious activity for funds being moved. Credit lines for AI agents based on verified identity, risk scores, and transaction history. And they can use the research from Key Factor, which found 86% of cybersecurity professionals believe that autonomous systems and AI agents should have a unique, dynamic digital identity. And that is what T54 is building. So why does this matter for XRP though? Well, T54's platform runs on the XRPL, Solana, and base. The Ripple investment signals that the XRPL has a special relevance. T54 has developed on the XRPL the X402 facilitator, which lets AI agents pay for services using XRP and RLUSD directly. By 2025, the X204 had processed 15 million transactions, and projections suggest that autonomous agents transactions could reach $30 trillion by 2030, according to Galaxy's Insights. McKinsey also projects that AI agent commerce will reach $3 to $5 trillion by 2030 globally. Somewhere within that 10x range is probably where it's going to land. Those are two large players that have a lot of information and data, so for them to create those projections, probably not far off. So why does this matter for XRP and its price? Well, every transaction on the XRPL burns a small amount of XRP as a fee. More transactions means more burning, less supply over time. AI agents transact 24/7, and that creates a consistent volume, not just during market hours, not just when humans are awake, but all the time. And the X402 system has surpassed 163 million transactions, with total trading volume exceeding $45 million and over 435,000 buyer AI agents. This volume is growing daily, but it's still small compared to what's needed to meaningfully impact XRP's price through burn alone. More agent transactions means more volume. More volume means more liquidity. More liquidity means XRP is more useful as a bridge asset. And as institutions require instant settlement for AI-driven treasury management, just like Ripple with G Treasury, XRP becomes much more attractive as the bridge asset. So what's the challenge right now? Well, right now, most activity settles in stablecoins like USDC or RLUSD, and the agents aren't settling through XRP yet. On the X402 protocol, 98 or 99% of the token trades are USDC. XRP being used as collateral for AI agents' credit lines is probably going to be very similar to how institutions use it as well. Regulatory frameworks that favor XRP's compliance infrastructure are already in place, and AI agent commerce is real and growing. The XRPL is positioned as the infrastructure for it, but we're still early. The path to meaningful volume would mean that we would need more of the X402 enabled endpoints, more agent clients, more facilitators clearing payments on the XRPL. And if the agentic commerce reaches $3 to $5 trillion, like McKinsey says by 2030, the XRPL could capture just a small portion of that, and its settlement volumes and the demand for XRP and its liquidity would be significantly higher. And to compound that, agents are working around the clock, like I stated before. They don't need sleep, they don't get sick, they're always working. So institutions that need to settle instantly overnight or on the weekends or during holidays, guess what they're going to be using? The XRPL. So in closing, the agentic economy is coming whether you're ready for it or not. AI agents that can transact autonomously, pay for services, and operate 24/7 will generate transaction volumes that dwarf anything humans have ever produced. And they're going to need an infrastructure that can keep up. XRP and the XRP ledger are positioned to be that infrastructure. Ripple's investment in T54 and the X402 facilitator going live, virtual protocols to being deployed on the XRPL, it's all pointing in the same direction. If you want to stay ahead of these updates and understand how AI, crypto, and institutional adoption are converging, you can always join us in the Beyond Broke Mastermind. You can check out the link to the website and the discount code in the notes below. And if you're invested in crypto and you have a digital asset strategy, but you want some professional help, you can always reach out to us at digitalfamilyoffice.io and get in touch with our tax, legal, and financial professionals that can help you make sure you're making the best decisions for you and your family. Until next time, stay blessed, and we'll see you on the next one.